You won't believe what happened when a quiet single dad stepped in to defend a young woman everyone thought was just another soldier down on her luck, only to discover later she was the daughter of one of the richest men in America. Stick around till the end, because this story will make you believe that doing the right thing can change your life forever. And hey, if stories of courage, kindness, and unexpected twists touch your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Your support keeps stories like this alive. It was late evening at a small roadside diner just outside Fort Bragg. Rain tapped gently against the windows, and the neon, "Open 24 hours," sign flickered in the corner. The place smelled like coffee and grilled burgers, the kind of warmth only a traveler or a tired soul could truly appreciate. Sitting at the far corner booth was Daniel Cole, a single dad and veteran mechanic who worked long hours fixing military vehicles. His hands were scarred, his eyes tired, but every thought he had circled back to one thing: his 8-year-old daughter, Lily. They had stopped in for a simple dinner after Lily's dance recital. Daniel promised her a slice of cherry pie, her favorite, before heading home. The diner was quiet until a small group of rowdy men walked in, truckers who'd had one too many beers. Their laughter was loud, their words sharp. And sitting just 2 tables away from Daniel was a woman in uniform, a female soldier with short brown hair, mud-stained boots, and tired eyes that spoke of battles both seen and unseen. She quietly ordered a meal, keeping to herself. But the laughter soon turned toward her. "Hey, soldier girl," one of the men called out, his tone mocking. Did they run out of real men in the army? The diner grew tense. The soldier ignored them, staring down at her food. But they weren't done. Another man stood up, staggering a little, and walked toward her table. "What's the matter? Too proud to talk? Or too weak?" He slapped her hat off the table, spilling her coffee across her tray. The whole place went silent. Before anyone could react, Daniel stood up. He didn't think, he just moved. His chair scraped loudly against the floor. "Hey," he said, his voice calm but steady. "That's enough." The man turned, sneering. "Mind your business, old man. Unless you want to join her." Daniel didn't blink. "You don't touch a soldier like that. Ever." The man laughed and shoved Daniel back, but he didn't move far. Years of military training hadn't left him. In a single, swift motion, Daniel grabbed the man's wrist, twisted it just enough to make him drop his beer, and stared straight into his eyes. "Sit down." Something in Daniel's voice froze the man. His friends muttered under their breath and pulled him back. The soldier looked up, startled but grateful. Daniel nodded, picked up her hat, and placed it back on the table. "Coffee's on me," he said softly. "No one should have to deal with that." She smiled faintly. "Thank you. People don't usually stand up for me." Daniel shrugged. Maybe they should. He didn't ask her name. They talked a bit, small things, about the army, about how hard it was to adjust to normal life. Lily came over, curious, and the soldier smiled at her, telling her how brave her dad was. They all shared pie before parting ways. Daniel didn't know that encounter would change everything. 2 days later, as he was working at the repair shop, a convoy of black SUVs rolled in. Men in suits stepped out, and the shop went silent. Daniel wiped his hands, confused. A tall man with silver hair and sharp eyes stepped forward. "Mr. Cole?" he asked. Daniel nodded. The man smiled slightly. "You helped my daughter 2 nights ago at a diner." Daniel blinked. "Your daughter?" At that moment, the same soldier stepped out of one of the SUVs, but she wasn't in uniform this time. She wore a sharp business suit and looked like she belonged in a boardroom, not a battlefield. "Her name's Captain Emily Ward," the man continued. "But most people know her as Emily Ward, of Ward Enterprises." Daniel's heart skipped. Ward Enterprises was a name everyone knew: billion-dollar defense contracts, tech innovations, humanitarian projects. "I didn't do anything special," Daniel said awkwardly. "Just stopped a bully." Emily smiled. "That's exactly what makes it special. You didn't know who I was. You just did what was right." Her father stepped forward. "Mr. Cole, I'd like to repay that. I understand you've had some rough years. You served, lost your wife, raising your daughter alone. I've read about the work you've done for veterans in your community. That's something this world needs more of." He handed Daniel an envelope. Inside was a letter of partnership, An offer for Daniel to lead a new veteran support division for Ward Enterprises, with full benefits, housing, and education support for Lily. Daniel was speechless. "Sir, I can't accept this." But Emily shook her head. "You're not accepting a gift. You're joining a mission. You stood up for someone who could have stood up for herself, but you reminded me what honor still looks like in this world. We need people like you." Tears welled in Daniel's eyes. Lily ran up and hugged his leg. "Daddy, does this mean we can get our own house now?" He smiled, his voice breaking. "Yeah, sweetheart. It looks like we can." From that day, Daniel's life changed. He didn't just find stability, he found purpose again. He became a leader for struggling veterans, helping them rebuild their lives, reminding them that dignity doesn't come from wealth or medals, but from how we treat others when no one's watching. Months later, Daniel was invited to an event at Ward Enterprises headquarters. As he stood at the podium, he looked at Emily in the front row and said, "I didn't stand up for her because she was a soldier. I stood up because she was someone. And that's what this world needs, more people willing to stand up for someone." The audience stood and applauded, but Daniel just smiled humbly. In a world full of noise, his quiet courage had spoken the loudest. So if this story touched your heart, remember, kindness doesn't ask for attention, it just acts. And sometimes, doing the right thing for a stranger can open doors you never knew existed. Like this video if you believe small acts of courage can still change the world, and subscribe for more stories that prove it's still worth believing in good people.